Welcome to the Home Professionals Network. I'm your host, Sean Williams. It's good to be back on the air with you all. We got a lot of stuff lined up today. If you kind of follow the curriculum that we've been doing here, we kind of been taking you on a journey. We started out talking to Vanessa Fox with Gill Mortgage, who told us how to get approved for a loan. She told us about all the different loan programs that are out there, and she also told us about the credit requirements. Last week, we had Corey Johnson to come in and talk to us about home inspections and the importance of everything you needed to do to get your homes checked out before you buy or sell them. So this week, we have Selena Willis coming in and talk to us about credit. This is going to tie into the segment that Vanessa did with us on the Home Professionals Network, because it's one thing to get approved, but we know that everyone's not there yet. Everyone has different paths that they go through and different things that have to happen. And sometimes your credit takes a little ding, and we're going to help you to fix it. So what we're going to do here, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about the part that's probably going to hurt a little bit. It's the part that a lot of people don't want to address. As a real estate agent, I have a lot of people that just won't take this step to get approved for a loan because they don't want to know what the credit is going to say. They have that fear of getting declined on a loan. So what we're going to do right now is try to help you get through that step, help you face it right now, help you to tweak the things that need to be tweaked and to get to that next level. Okay. So this week we have a very special guest. She's the CEO of Turpa Financial. If I got that wrong, just make sure you tell me when you get on. Selena Willis. Selena has been a credit specialist for a very long time, and she helps people to get to where they need to be. If you ever go to that loan officer and you have to go through hearing, hey, I can't get you done right now, you're getting declined, a lot of times you're left on your own. But with Selena, you don't have to, because we'll work hand in hand to get you back to that lender to say, hey, look, you remember when you declined me? Well, guess what? I'm ready now. So without any further ado, I bring you Selena Willis. Hey, Selena, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Sean. How are you doing today?
Doing good. We're ready to get down to it. We're ready to talk about the part that a lot of people don't like to talk about.
Yes, sometimes that is the case. It's that dreadful conversation, the credit.
Yeah, so to get started, just tell me a little bit about Selena and then tell me a little bit about Turpa Financial.
Okay, great. So yes, I am Selena Willis, born and raised in the Bay Area, Pittsburgh, California. Moved to Georgia about 7 years ago. 2013, I just got on a Greyhound and said I was going after what I wanted in life. And it led me to Augusta, Georgia. 15 years in the medical field. I have 2 degrees in the medical field. I also have my associates in business administration. So after having passion to actually own my own in-home care agency, I went to the bank to get some money, and I was denied, just like a lot of people. I was denied. I couldn't get that money, and that experience literally changed my life. Fast forward to today, I am now, the CEO of this awesome company. I not only was able to put myself in a situation where I was able to get over 150 points increase with 17 accountants deleted. Today, I was able to, help my son, who's 15, have $3,000 in credit line now. And my husband went from fair to excellent, and we're definitely just taking this information and sharing it with everyone we can. So here in Augusta, this is how I'm giving back to the community. And I'm just really excited to be here with you today so I can share this information with everyone that's listening.
Good. And it's great to have you on here. Now, what I'm going to do on this show, we're going to kind of replay some of the phone conversations that we have had, because a lot of what we've talked about over the phone over the past few months is exactly what our broadcast needs to be. And a lot of times I wish I was recording while we were talking. But to get started right quick, the path is to buy a home, you have to get pre-approved first. And under the normal circumstances, I would send my client to a lender That lender will check their credit worthiness, check their debt to income ratio, and all the other credentials, job history, and all that stuff, and issue me a pre approval letter to get out to find a home. And that's the normal process. Sometimes they get declined because they have to have at least a 600 or a 620, maybe even 580. Um, or they may want to be up to 700 to get that low interest rate. But a lot of times they don't get to that, and the lender has to call and say, "Hey, you know what? I can't do this person. They're declined." And it's just at that point that a lot of people will kind of give up, and that's when I hear people start calling me saying stuff like, "Do you have any rent-to-own homes, or do you deal with any private homeowners, or how about a lease purchase?" These are all indicators that I'm willing to sink money into. I'm ready to sink money into buying, getting into a home, letting it go. It's almost like into a hole, you know. It's not going anywhere because number one, that person knows that you have bad credit. They're going to take probably about $4,000 or $5,000 from you as a deposit and tell you that you're going to put this up as a deposit and you can just pay rent here. That $5,000, I'll hold it until you get ready to buy. Well, guess what? They're betting on you not getting ready to buy. They're betting that in the next 1 year or 2 years that you're not going to fix your credit. They're betting that at the end of that lease, they're going to say, "Hey, Mr. Smith, you remember you signed this lease purchase and you gave me this $5,000 saying that you'll be ready to buy in 2 years or you'll be ready to buy in a year?" Yes. Well, are you ready to buy? If your scores were 500 then and they're 500 now, guess what's going to happen to that $5,000 you put down on that lease purchase? It's going to be gone. Am I right, Selena?
You are definitely right. You know, a lot of times people don't look at the fine print. You know, the fact that there is a lot of terms and conditions when you're looking for what I would call an easy escape route when you're looking to buy a home.
Yeah, so when they take that easy escape right, yes, you're getting your home right now. Yes, you're paying probably what you want to pay or a little bit more right now. But at the end of that rent to own lease purchase and you're dealing with that private owner, they're going to take that $5,000. They're going to go on vacation with it. You're probably going to get a letter saying that you need to leave that property, and that's going to be it. And then the cycle starts all over again. Let me find another private owner until I can get my credit back together again. But not anymore. That stops today, October 19th, 7:10 p.m. Selena has come on the Home Professional Network, and she about to drop in on us. Tell us what you got.
So, what I really want to let you guys know is that if these are the problems that you're having, if getting approved is a big issue, we have a solution. You want to definitely know that instead of being assistant orientated, it's definitely great ways out here to be solution orientated, and Temper Financial Solutions is definitely here to assist you with any of these problems. Now, Sean made a very good point. Maybe looking for a private sale or looking for some quick sale. That's great. You know, you like you said, you can get you a home, but let's look at what's going to happen on the back end. How is that really affecting your finances? I want to let you guys know that the protection plan that we offer for anyone who has credit challenges is awesome, because not only are you looking at credit restoration, which would actually take whatever is causing you to be denied, put all those things into perspective, but we have a host of other services that's going to help you get your financial house in order. And that's the hugest thing about it is we're not only just going to help you get your credit where it needs to be, but literally send you back to the real estate agent, of course, Mr. Sean here, with a lot more confidence saying, I got my buying power back. I'm ready to go. Let's go get this house. And now you could even be looking at a lower interest rate.
Definitely. And now you have that pre-approval letter, and we can go back out there now. We can find your home. You don't have to worry about any private lenders, lease to own, all that. That's almost like going to rent a center and renting a TV. You're never going to own it. Now, let me say this. There is a small number of people out there that go out and do these things, fix their credit, and complete the lease purchase. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying that when you're caught up in a cycle of bad credit and not fixing it and procrastinating and putting it off, you lose your money that way. Now let's start. Let's say I have a 550 credit score, Selena. I'm trying to get. I have maybe, I don't know, a repossession, charge off credit cards, medical collections. Let's talk about exactly what's going to be done. We're going to get into all your products this evening. We may even go over this hour. I know it's football night tonight. Trust me, everybody out here. You a football fan, Selena?
Yeah, I am actually. I'm a football fan when it comes down to the kids playing.
All right, well.
When it comes to adult football, I'm still trying to figure out which team I like the most. So I haven't really picked my team, but I'm definitely a team mom when it comes to football. I'm a football mom for sure.
Right. Well, I'm being respectful to the football fans tonight because we got a double header tonight. There's one going on right now. It came on 5:30, 5 o'clock. But what I was going to say was we get into all of your products. You see how I got sidetracked? But we're going to get into all your products. But let's say we have a number of those things on the credit report. Let's talk about from the day that I send that customer to you and say, hey, get ready to send these people back to me. Tell me what happens from step by step all the way to you sending them back to me, telling me they should get approved now for that house.
All right. So what we'll be able to do, Sean, is have a consultation with that customer. In that consultation, I'll be asking 5 key things. I want to know what negative items are reported against you. Of course, if we're looking at repossessions, things that Sean just mentioned, then of course, I'm very hopeful we can get these things cleared up. Once I know exactly what the issue and the problem is, we're going to be looking at what is the credit score. And wherever the credit score line, if it's under a 750, then we want to get you exactly where you need to be. Our goal is to get our customers to a 750 or higher. So that would be the exact aim. Breaking down short-term goals to make sure that we're actually meeting really good milestones to get you there would be part of the plan that we'll put together. Okay. During this consultation, I'll also be asking what are your goals? Of course, buying a home, of course, with the Home Professionals Network, buying a home would definitely be the goal. So let's do what we got to do to get you to that goal. I'll be letting that customer know exactly how the protection plan can help them get there. By enrolling into our protection plan, we can get these things into dispute, get these things removed off your credit report. Actually start looking at a budget. That way we understand where the money is going, how our money is being allocated, which direction it's going from the pocket into which other, whether it's a bill or whatever expense you might have. And also, I like to take my customers and have monthly consultants appointments with them. This allows me to help you, Sean, as a realtor, monitor your customers a lot better. Also allowing the customers to get a breakdown of exactly what we're dealing with here. You said something earlier, a lot of times people just, put it on the back burner. That's because there's a lot of frustration that can come with credit restoration or even credit repair when you don't know what you're doing. It takes a long time to get your mind in. It takes a long time to be financially literate because we have not had the knowledge for so long. So to have that extra support, to have that extra person there to guide and coach you and break these things down for you are really helpful. And that's what we do here at Tupper Financial Solutions. We're actually having these appointments every month, making sure that you're on your goal. We're tracking if these payments are being made, making sure nothing's being applied for, because that's very important. And these are the steps that I'm taking every month, putting together savings goals, all these different things. That way, when we're evaluating the credit month by month, we're seeing where the increases are. If there's been some deletions and there's a weak score, we're able to build that score back up positively with our secure credit card, our Credit My Rent program, which we can get into later. All these different things that we're able to assist our customers with getting. That way on the back end, Sean is able to monitor your progress. Our system is very, very innovative where he's able to monitor your progress, see exactly where you are in your progress, As long as we're staying on the process of getting the credit restoration taken care of, we're sticking to our budget and our debt payoff goals. That's going to allow you to have a lower debt to income ratio. You now have a budget knowing where your money's going and how it's coming in, how it's going out. And you're on track with your credit restoration. Now you have your confidence back, right? Now you
Right.
actually are less frustrated and you actually are ready to sit down and really know what you're talking about when it comes to interest rates or even how to get the best interest rate possible for you. Once we got you to the goal, what you're ready to reach and you're ready to opt out of the program, you can definitely do that with with no type of penalties. I'll send you right back over to Sean and we're walking you through getting that closed and congratulating you on getting that home. So that's that actual from the beginning to the end. In the midst of all that, that's just after that consultation, getting enrolled and getting started, which can be the hardest part for a lot of people. That's, I think the hardest part is really just getting started.
Yeah, and one of the things that you did mention, Selena, is that I will be monitoring what you're doing, not getting in your business, talking about your accounts and stuff like that. But you know, we only I want you to fix your credit. I want you to go through the process. Now, if we're going to hold your hand with you step by step, you got to be willing to put in the work. You have to be ready to follow up. I actually almost want to require you to go and do that one-on-one monthly with Selena so you can stay on track and get your goals. Because if we set a goal, let's say 6 months, I want to try to be there. I want to make sure that you get there in 6 months. So one of the things that I'm happy that she set me up with is a portal where I actually can go in and keep track of everything that the process and where you are in your goal. I mean, because a lot of times you may go and talk to a lender, and if they find out you got bad credit, it's just going to be come back when you got good credit. You know, I only deal with lenders that will tell you some things that you need to do. Now, if you're just too far off, you know, the lender is kind of going to let you go. And it's kind of up to us to kind of hold your hand or just pray that you go out and get your credit in order. But what I want to do is know what you're going through, because I was a lender for 10 years before I became a loan officer. I've done credit repair as well. I don't want to go through it again. I'm telling you. I want to leave that up to somebody else to handle now. So yes, that monthly meeting with Selena is going to be very productive. It's going to be a powerful tool that's going to lead you to where you need to be. So now let's get into some of the other services that you offer, and then we're also going to talk about the prices and some of the things that they need to know to get started. So let's talk about the other
Sure.
services.
Sure. So before I jump into that, Sean just made an excellent point. You definitely want to leave these things. Everything is not something that you want to take on yourself. I want to let you guys know that before actually saying yes and finding a solution to my own problems, I have been sitting at home trying to piece a puzzle together for a long time, and it wasn't working. Sometimes we have to understand that certain things need to be left to professionals, and everything doesn't have a cost to it. It's an investment on your life. This is your finances, and of course, this is your credit. You had a bit of effort and a little bit of participation in getting it to where it's at. So we want to actually take that same energy and put it into putting the effort into getting it fixed. We have a system that will allow you to be a part of your actual restoration. This isn't something where you're just sending it to me and I'm going to be doing all the footwork for you. Definitely want you to know that you're a part of everything that's going on. Our system is very, very secure. Your information is not something I can go directly into and see. When we're having our monthly consultation appointments, that's the only time, and I ask for permission to access your portal. That way I can get a better breakdown of what you're looking at, because on my side, I'm only looking at a summary of accounts. I am partnered with an awesome 501c3 nonprofit organization that specializes in financial literacy. And our flagship service is the credit restoration. Okay, you guys. Now, what that means is we're completely different from credit repair. Credit repair companies can only deal with 3 to 4 accounts per month. where we're able to leverage the law that the Senate put in place, which is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And with that act, we're able to dispute all negative items on all three bureaus at the same time. Now, Sean, that's giving our customers a chance to get a faster turnaround and a higher point increases. And I know, just to tell you guys, right off the top of my head, I have a personal client of mine who was able to get 90 points increase in 100 points increase in 90 days. Excuse me, let me correct myself. But everyone's credit profile is completely different. And that's why it's important to have a professional or even a coach sitting down and looking at things and helping you analyze where you're at. Now, with our protection plan, what comes in those services is a host of things that's going to help you get your financial house in order. And I say financial house because there's a lot of things that come into a house, right? You can't just get into a house without laying down that foundation. You got to mix up the cement. You got to lay down the bricks so we know there's a process. You want to trust the process in your credit restoration because it's definitely going to benefit you more to trust the process and stay committed and have self-discipline than it will for you to take shortcuts and actually cost you a lot more to live with a bad or poor credit score. And it's more expensive than it would for you to actually fix your credit. So with that being said, our credit restoration is completely there for you, lined up with credit monitoring. You guys, we don't expect for you just to let us help you restore, but we're going to give you a tool that you need to help you monitor. That way you're on track with your credit score, your auto score, your insurance score. Bet you didn't even know you had those kind of scores. Your higher risk index. These are the things that allow you to see where you really stand at, right?
Right.
Also, credit builder, our system knows that when we get these negative items and these things that are holding you down out of the way, sometimes you can have a weak score, Sean. So we want to be able to help them build their scores back up. So with that score builder, we have our secure credit card. It's going to allow them to have a positive trade line. And this is reported on all three bureaus. You can get from 200 to 2,000 on that initial deposit on that secure card. That's going to allow you to now have a positive revolving account. Now, on the other flip side of that, our Credit My Rent program, we're taking and making, this is a complete game changer. Sean, this is allowing renters to take their own time, verifiable rent payments and add it to their credit report. You guys, this is huge because what you're being able to do is allow your credit, your rent payments to be added to your credit it's going to be added to your account as a actual, I done lost my train of thought, you guys, but a revolving account is going to be the secure credit card as an installment account. There we go. I'm so sorry. I got excited. An installment account. So with that installment account, you guys, it'll allow you to have that installment account on TransUnion and Equifax. Now, let me explain to you what an installment account is compared to a revolving account. An installment account is like your actual credit card, your card note, your mortgage note, mortgage payment. Those are installment accounts. Those are the things that are being reported as far as having one major loan or something like that and being able to pay it off on time, over time. Revolving accounts are like debt credit cards, Macy's accounts, department store accounts. Those are revolving accounts. And you want to have a mix of both, okay? And you want to know that having this will give you a great structure when it comes down to how your credit is calculated. So we're giving that into the credit building, Sean, which is really helping a lot of people because some people don't need things removed. They actually need some things to help them build their scores up. So we give you that, okay? Along with the identity monitoring. Now, if you have really bad credit right now, I tell people all the time, bad things happen to good people, but no one wants your information when your credit's bad. But as soon as your credit goes up, someone wants to be your best friend, and it's usually not someone you want to be friends with. So you want to have that added protection, and we're giving you up to $1 million in identity theft protection, okay? And even going back 2 years. That way, in case you might have had some old things that happened to you in the past, we can help you resolve some of those issues and maybe get you a recovery. So as you're hearing, there's a lot of value in this protection plan, okay? I haven't even got down to the meat and potatoes. Mind you, you're only getting started to fix your credit, but now you have the ability to have a will and trust. This will and trust will not only secure and give you a lasting love letter for your family. But also now you have the protection you need over that home you're trying to buy. You're going to buy this home, but you want to make sure that you're able to protect your assets. You don't want to end up or have your family end up in a probate type situation with the property that you now own. So you have that extra protection, you guys. This is what we mean by financial house. We're literally setting the foundation for you to have everything you need in order. Okay. And then when you think about financial literacy, our YFL family mint, Sean, we're being able to give the kids information that we know that we didn't have. I mean, nobody taught me anything about interest, savings, making sure, I knew how to spend the money and swipe the card, but I didn't have the real education behind it. Well, our protection plan, all these tools, you have the YFL family mint, and it's giving the knowledge directly to the kids. I love that. This program has been so phenomenal, you guys. We're not only implicating this program into schools all across the United States, but we're actually donating and giving back to our students and actually helping kids go to college. And it's amazing. I actually watched a young lady receive $25,000 of a scholarship from this program. It's completely amazing. Along with, we have our centralized financial lockbox. Now, I want to bring this up because right now in the world, there's a lot going on. I'm from California, and we all know that, things on the West Coast are really burning up. There's things on fire all the time. Now, what's been going on in Florida, Louisiana, and Texas, all the flooding, right? Now, people are losing access to a lot of things. To have a centralized lockbox that's giving you a place to have virtually your birth certificate, your deeds to your new home that you're going to have, right? All the documents that your passport, having what you need in one centralized location. And God forbid, if anything happened, you can actually have someone as an authorized user to access those things in case you ever need. I actually heard of a young lady who went off to one of the islands and was on a trip, Sean, and she lost her passport, was able to pull up that lockbox and show them her birth certificate and was able to get back on the boat so she can get back to the States. So, I mean, there's great value here. Altogether, these things will really, really help a customer or a client of yours, Sean, get themselves in order to not only buy a home, but to leverage their financial opportunities. We have our debt payoff, which is very, very huge for trying to buy a home, because you want to make sure that your debt to income ratio is very, very solid, okay? And making sure that your debt to income ratio is solid and knowing that you can make payments that are way beyond the minimum payments. There should be a certain way you make those payments. And we have a system that can show you how to make power payments that is incredible, cutting and slashing down not only the time of these payments that's being made for you to pay off that debt, but also saving you thousands of dollars on interest, okay? Not needing to consolidate or even ask for an extra line of credit, using exactly what you have right now to have a complete debt payoff plan. All right, budgeting, savings goals, and much, much more, Sean. Listen, it's an awesome program. That's why I love the fact that they call it the protection plan.
You dropped a lot, I'm telling you. So not only can you get my clients back to the point where they can get approved to buy a house, you can help them to maintain once they get in that house. You can help them to set up some savings and set up things for their future. Credit monitoring, you said?
Yes, sir.
Credit monitoring. And let me ask you a question. I remember, were you saying something about they can also prepare a will?
Yes, yes. Our will and trust, and our will and trust actually comes with a power of attorney over your finances and medical. It's a complete innovative template. All you have to do is go into the system and fill out the necessary information that it's asking you for. And what I love about this, you guys, is that on end, normally a will and trust can cost you from 3 to 25,000, depending on where or how you have it drawn up. Okay. This is a document a lot of people don't even have. We've seen celebrities, Sean, passed away and don't have these things in order. Mm-hmm. And what it usually happens is they come in and now a lot of property belongs to them. This is huge for a homeowner. We want to make sure that we're not only being able to get access and being able to get approved, but we want to protect and have and keep what we have. So that will and trust and that power of attorney over your finances and medical It's definitely added, no extra fee. It's already inside the protection plan for the exact price of the full protection plan.
And this is the same type of will that I would actually have to go to sit down with an attorney will and do all this stuff so that, let's say, after I'm gone, they can just say, hey, he has a will and this is legal and standing in that state and ready to go, right? I'm not gonna have to
Yes,
come
sir.
back and set things straight about my will.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you sure can. And I mean, honestly, I felt a lot more protected. If I can be a little transparent here, when I got started with the protection plan, actually in 2016, before I got started, I actually found myself in a really bad situation with my health, and I can honestly say I was on my deathbed, and I almost passed away. And my son was with me, and they're really wondering if I was going to be able to get out that bed. And it came down to the point of them telling me that my son could have ended up in DFACS because I didn't have any of the necessary documentation that I needed as a young mom. And being that my family was all the way in California, you guys, I had to send my son, Sean, I sent him back to my mom in Arizona because I didn't want anything to happen to me and my family had to fight to get my child. So I just want to let anybody who is listening right now know that these things are important. You don't have to feel like you own anything to have your documents in order. We are adults, and adults should have these things, especially when we have kids, because these are the instructions that we leave on what should be done in case we can't say anything, in case we're not around, or to make sure we have protection over what really belongs to us, not just the material things.
that's a huge benefit. Everything that you just said, that whole package, it's worth it. I mean, we haven't even discussed the price yet. We go save that for a little bit later. But this whole thing is just amazing. Let's talk about a few credit things, okay? Because I know a
Mhm.
lot of these people are coming in to listen about buying a home and getting their credit thing straight. So let's just talk about some different terms. I'm gonna throw some out there at you, and you just kind of elaborate on them, okay? So what are we talking about when we say you have too many inquiries on your credit report, and how does that affect it?
Okay, well, too many inquiries on your credit report basically means that you got too many people looking at your name, too many people looking at what it is that you have on your credit report, and basically, in layman's terms, you are applying for too much. Too many inquiries can be a bad thing because it can make you look desperate, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't want a creditor or even a lender, or if you're in this case, you're going to Sean to get a home, and they're pulling your information. You don't want it to have inquiry after inquiry after inquiry because it looks like you haven't been able to get credit, but you're continuously asking for it, which can make you look desperate and make you look like a high risk.
Right. And what lenders look at, hey, they was at Mitsubishi yesterday. They was at Nissan day before yesterday. They was over at BMW. What are we about to get into loaning this person $300,000? Um, and that's what they're looking at when we talk about these inquiries. And you got a lot of them. Not only does it make the lenders look at you with the side eye, it drops your scores.
Oh yeah, it does. I was actually going to get into that inquiries, and you want to keep your inquiries very, very low. And to be honest with you, some would even tell you, I would tell you going through my program and me coaching you through credit restoration, you want to keep those inquiries at least, no more than 2 to 3 a year. And the reason why is because that makes you look very desperate. There's a lot of money to be given. Institutions have a lot of funds that they can offer. But when you have a lot of inquiries or you have a long line of credit and you look, or you're asking for a lot of credit, you look like you're going to buy up all this stuff and you're not going to pay your bills. You look like you're going to buy up all these things and you're going to file for bankruptcy. And also, it looks like you can actually lack financial literacy. You guys, that's a big kicker right there. When you're going to this place and that place and you're applying for this, you're applying for a house and a car around the same time. You're at the store and you're applying for a store credit at the same time. When you're going to Sean to buy purchase a home and his professionals are looking at your credit profile, they're looking at it and it looks like you have no financial literacy because all those things at one time look like you just want someone to say you're approved. And that's what I would tell you. Let's really look at what we have here. What are your goals? That way you can actually stop hurting yourself. Sean, if I could be real transparent again here, I
Hmm.
remember being a young lady, I always could touch money. I always could touch money. I had a very good job in the medical field, but I would go to Dillard's. And I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I would go to Dillard's and spend about eight, nine, $1,000, $1,000, $1,200 on my son. And Miss Rose, she knows me by name. She would say, you want to apply for the Dillard's card? It was every time I went in there, you want to apply for a Dillard's card. Guess what I'm doing? I'm applying for the dealer's card. And it wasn't that I was applying for the dealer's card to get approved for the dealer's card. This is a lack of financial literacy, you guys. I was applying for the dealer's card because I wanted the 20% discount that came with applying for the dealer's card. Now, we all know most of the time we're not going to get approved for it, but we apply for it anyway because of the tag on benefit. Oh, I'm going to get an extra discount. But on the end, you guys, when I said yes to actually getting on the protection plan, sadly to say, Sean, I had 16 inquiries from dealers alone. You guys, I was tearing myself down. So this information allows you to really see that, those things can be fixed. But, when we know better, we do better. So take this information and run with it. Don't apply for everything you see. Every discount's not worth having. You're definitely tearing your own scores down when you're running your name for things that are not important in life.
Right.
And I think that's how I could put it.
Yeah. This segment should be called the do's and don'ts of home buying and credit. Because now that we're talking about these inquiries and how they affect your credit report, let's talk about a hard pull and a soft pull. And I know, like in soft pulls, that's things like you checking your own credit to see what your credit health is looking like. But let's try to help our listeners not to fall in that trap of going into a store, a furniture store, for example, and letting them tell you, oh, we're going to pull your credit, but it's only going to be a soft pull, or it's not going to affect your scores. Let's talk about falling in that trap and talk about what hard pulls and soft pulls are and how it affects us.
All right. First thing I want to let you guys know is let's know there's traps. So if we know there's traps, right, let's avoid them. How about this? If you have credit cards right now that's less than $1,000, do not be applying for credit anywhere. Okay, straight out. So if you're going into any type of store, furniture store, as Sean said, and you're going to go get credit, and they're ready to pull, and they say it's a soft pull. What you want to know is how are they taking your information? Are you giving the last four digits of your social, or are you giving your whole social? Those two things can be very, very, very important. Okay. Pulling your credit with your full social is a complete hard pull. Straight out. That's a complete hard pull. They're going to get everything they need to know about you. A soft pull, they're basically just going to give a quick little glimpse. You know what I mean? They're just going to look real quick at your credit. That's going to be probably the last four digits of your social security number. Okay. But what I would honestly tell you is what you need to be looking out for is the fact that if you have not looked at what your credit score is in the last 12 months, if you don't have really any knowledge of what is reporting against you or even what inquiries you already have, don't go applying for anything, because what's going to happen is it's all going to work against you. A soft pull, some people would say, is a lot easier or it's not as harsh as a hard pull. But I would say this: even a soft pull can be negative because a lot of soft pulls can add up. Okay. The hard pulls, I wouldn't want anyone doing any hard pulls unless you're actually looking at buying a home. Right. Or you're going, you're working with someone like me and we're doing credit restoration, because these are the type of things that you want to pull your full credit report so you can get a great analyzation on and in every year. Okay. If you're looking to buy furniture, and you don't have already at least one established account with $1,000, they're going to ask you for a hard pull. They might even send you some mail saying you pre-qualified, but they're going to want your full social security number. They're going to do a hard pull depending on how friendly you've been with your social security number on apps all year, will determine what kind of effect that's going to have on your credit score.
Right. And we're not telling you not to live life and pack your social security up and just forget about it. But we're just telling you to be conscious about it when you're trying to buy a home. We understand when you go to if you buy a car, if you want to change insurance agency, they have to do a soft pull on your credit report. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about going in Macy's and Dillard's and Home Depot and Lowe's and letting them pull your credit card and your credit report, and you get those hard pulls because you could walk in with a 680 and walk out with a 620. And what'd you
Talk about
buy?
it.
Some furniture, a lawnmower to put in that rented house. All right. But we're not trying to tell you not to live life. Now let's talk about credit usage and where we want to be and the goal of credit usage.
All right, great. Yeah, so credit usage, where we want to be when it comes down to credit usage is with this segment, I'm going to be giving you guys my perspective of credit restoration and buying a home and how these two things intertwine. Okay, so with working with me, we're going to stay from 1 to 9%. Credit usage is very important because that the way your credit is calculated in different percentages. And I want you to know that wherever you have a credit line at, you don't want to be using anywhere near 30% of that credit. Okay, that's just across the board. So if you have a credit line of $1,000, you don't want to be using 30% of that thousand. But if we're working together, because Sean wants to put you in a home, then I'm going to be telling you, hey, listen, we're not going to use no more than 100. I would actually like you to say below 50 or 50, no more than 50. Reason why is because you want to show that the usage on that account is low. Even if you use some of that credit, you want to pay that right back off because they want to see that you're using your accounts, but that you're using them wisely and conservatively, okay? And the reason this is important is because it's going to allow you to have that established usage report, okay? You're going to be able to see that you're using your cards, but not abusively. When you're using too much of your credit line now, and then you're not paying it off, and that's the thing, Sean. Now, if you have $1,000 credit card, and you're using $1,000, and within a week or so you're paying that right back off, then you're probably doing pretty good. You probably get an increase soon. But if you have $1,000 credit line and you're using $800, and then when your bill come back around and you're paying that $45 minimum payment, and they go do an update. Now that might not look good for you because your usage is so high that's what the report is going to show. So now we're looking at how your credit worthy can be. So we want to know how we can keep those things down. Do exactly like I just said. If you have $1,000, use no more than 50. And I say that because we're looking to get ourselves in a home, right? We got to have that self-discipline. This is going to help you because you're going to keep your usages down. All right. You're going to show your financial institutions that you're working smarter with your money. Okay. They might even be ready to give you some more money once we're done working with you. All right. If not already gave you an increase. But this is also going to show Sean and the lenders that your debt to income ratio is not as high as it could be. All right. We want to know that using our credit should only really be for a real emergency or when we're having that money revolve back. Circle back around. Okay. We want to circulate it back around. And the reason I say that is because right now, buying a home, your credit cards are going to be exactly what they're looking at. So keeping those usages low, stay between 1 and 9%. You're going to have satisfactory across the board. You're going to feel good. And in our management system, we can show you how you can know what's coming in, what's going out, how you can pay those bills to get a better score increase as well.
That's good, and that's very valuable because what a lot of people don't know, this credit usage is what brings the scores down, but it's also what can bring your scores right back up. You can actually pay a couple of credit cards down, and this is something we talked about when Vanessa was on. There are some instances where you may not have to make it to Salida in the home buying process. You may be at a 580, and we got to get you to a 620. But the only thing that gets you to that 620 is that one credit card that you have to pay down and boost you up 40, 50 points. And it can happen, right, Selena?
Definitely. And I want to say, Sean, that they might can still come to me. It might not be for credit restoration.
Right.
Now, I want to make this a great point because I'm glad you said that. When you get the protection plan and you don't need the credit restoration, like Sean said, you might just need to pay a bill off, but maybe that bill is not fitting the actual budget you got right now. Let's put it in a debt payoff system. We don't have to access or even activate the credit restoration. There's a tab right there that I say, I do not want to use my credit restoration. We don't have to activate that, but we take that credit card, we take that debt because that one debt is stopping you from getting that home. Let's take that debt, put it in the debt payoff system, see what our power payments can be. Let's see where the minimum payoff plan is looking like and what our debt payoff plan is looking like. And whichever one's better, let's go with that one. Get that debt eliminated and get right back to shine.
Right. And if you have not worked on your credit already and you were thinking about buying a house, and if you listen to just this episode of the Home Professionals Network, you already got tools. You already got weapons to get you back in the game, to get you to this house. One other thing I want to ask you about credit was, let's see, I asked you about credit usage already, didn't I? Credit usage, the inquiries. Oh, charged off credit cards, medical collections. What can you do about those, and how do they affect the credit report while they're just sitting there?
Well, they affect the credit score and they affect your credit report, period, because what happens is those kind of things can be updated. They can be old, years old, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, there's an update, and now you're looking like, I just lost these points, and it's because this account was updated. It showed no activity. And what you want to do with these accounts when you have charge-off collections, medical bills, is you want to give it a professional, okay? You want to get these things removed off your credit. And I want to let a lot of people know something, that when you're dealing with these kind of accounts, okay, most of the time, things like medical bills, charge-offs are one, they already been sent somewhere, okay? So you want to be looking at the solution to that. All right, a lot of people think because, okay, I have this, I need to pay it. These things are still going to be reported negatively in your name. You need to be getting these things out of the way. All right. Medical bills, I'm really not even sure why they're ended up on our credit report when they're medical bills. Okay. So with that being said, you want to get these things out of your name. These aren't things you really want a lender to be looking at when they're looking to get you approved for a home anyway. So you want to do a cleanup with these things, get these things gone. And how we do that is we add those to your dispute. We add those into the dispute. We put those items into that dispute, and we allow the nonprofit organization to leverage the law, which is that Fair Credit Reporting Act. And we get those things removed. For one, a lot of information that they have sometimes is error. And when I say an error or obsolete or erroneous, it can be the fact that it's reporting at a time where it has the wrong time on there, the wrong dates on there, or maybe, the account information is not correct. There's a lot of things that come along with that because these accounts are being picked up. Mm-hmm. The credit bureaus are private companies. I mean, they're private companies. They're not government entities, okay? They're not the FBI. They're not the CIA. They're not the IRS, okay? So they're hiring other companies to do their legwork. So when they do that, the account numbers change, different things change. And charge-off accounts, that's really what happens is the information gets updated or they don't have anything to verify. We get those things removed right out of the way.
That's some good information. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, I'm going to put something in perspective when it talks about credit repair. And then we're going to talk about how to get signed up, the cost, and getting them going. Because every day I'm getting customers that need your services. Every day I'm getting people to just saying, hey, I'm stuck. But right now we have a segment called Ask Your Realtor. Ask Your Realtor is where I sit around, I look at my phone, check my text messages, and I answer your questions. I see something that's going to be beneficial to everyone. I get in and I make a video and I do it. And I put it into a segment called Ask Your Realtor. And here it goes. Hi, this is Sean, and welcome to another edition of Ask Your Realtor. Here I'll be asking all of your questions about everything real estate. Let's jump into it. When everything is done, do I need to pay you to be my realtor? Absolutely not. Let me explain to you how this works. While we're out looking for homes, yes, there is money to be made, and I will get paid. But here's how it works. Let's say we're going to look at a house on 123 Main Street, and you decide that's the home that you want to buy. Well, the seller of that home pays all real estate commissions, which means they have a listing agent that is representing them in selling their home. They pay that real estate agent what they call a commission fee. That real estate agent will pay part of that commission fee to me as a selling agent for selling you their home. And that's how it's paid. So no, you don't have to pay me to be your real estate agent, but I thank you for thinking of me, but I'm covered. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another edition of Ask Your Realtor. See you next time. And that was another episode of Ask Your Realtor. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on this segment, just shoot me a text message. Send me your questions on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. All that stuff is on there. You'll see it at the end of the video. One of the things that I want to put in perspective about credit repair, and we're going to come back with Selena in just a second, is that we're not trying to give you an easy way out. That's the first thing. We are hoping that when you do credit repair, this is a step that you're taking to make your life better. This is not Vegas. It's not a David Copperfield show. It's not where Selena's going to wave her magic wand and boom, your credit is just fixed. It's going to take some work. And I hope that through this process, you're learning the things you need to learn through her credit literacy program. You're learning the things you need to learn about credit and how to tweak things and how to keep them to the levels that's going to keep your scores up. So, yes, we want you to be able to get in your homes when you try to buy your home. We want you to be able to just walk into that lender and get approved. But one of the things that we want you to do is learn from this process, make yourself better for this process, make things better for your family through this process, and keep your credit health where it needs to be, okay? Now, we're headed back with Selena. Selena, you there?
I am. I'm still here, Sean.
Okay, I had to drop a little bit on them about credit repair. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I was letting them know that you don't have a magic wand over there. Well, maybe you do, and you use it for when you need to use it, but I was letting them know this is not a magic show. We just tap and 800 credit score.
I'm sorry, but yes, that is so true. I think a lot of times people get the misunderstanding that because they actually are paying for the corrections and the things to be taken care of, that it's supposed to just be like pulling into the drive-through, placing your order, and then going up to the window, paying for your food and being able to take it and go away. And it doesn't happen that fast. Now there is a process, and I will say, like for my recent customer who got 100 points increased in 90 days, I was instant, right? I mean, wow. 90 days, that's great. That's awesome timing. But I tell people all the time, depending on your credit profile, working with me, and we're working with real professional realtors. Sean's amazing. You want to know that. You want to spend the time that you need to get yourself in position to go back to him and utilize his time wisely. Not only that, you want to get approved, so looking at least 4 to 6 months in this process, getting you where you need to be, to where you're not turning around saying, Stylina, I was a client of yours 12 months ago. And remember when you helped me get my score up to 785 and now I'm at a 529. We're like, well, what happened? So it's definitely important to do that.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. We go to the lender, we get declined. I introduce them to you. You let them know everything that they just heard on this show. What's the next step? How do they get started? And how much does this amazing package cost?
Okay, so they get done with you and the lender, and they come to me. We get a consultation going, and they say, "Well, Stylina, I'm ready to get started right now." Now, I'm going to either enroll them over the phone, right there in person, or I can send a link, whichever works easiest for the customer, the client. Once we have them enrolled, we're going to go ahead and get them started activating those services, pulling that credit, setting up and turning all the lights on all those awesome services. I call it turning the lights on inside that financial house, right? So we want to make sure we got those services started. And to be real frank with you, you guys, it's really exciting to tell you that I know you kind of thought, well, all these services, it got to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? No, ma'am. No, sir. Our protection plan is $89 a month.
Wow.
It's a one-time payment of $188, which has a $99 setup fee attached to that first payment of $89. Okay. That's what make it $188, Sean.
Okay.
No contract and no penalty to cancel. For less than $3 a day, a person has a chance to clean their whole financial house, get it in order, have their buying power back, have their confidence, have security, and now have financial opportunities available to them, and also go right back to you and say, I'm ready to buy.
Right. Okay. So once they pay their money, and of course they have to probably set up some type of payment in the system where you can charge the card every month, correct? For the payment?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our payment method is very, very easy. It's you sign up, and the sign up is very quick and easy as well, Sean. Just simple, basic information, creating your profile, making sure that the information we have in the system matches to you. You add in your account information, you push submit, and it's automatically going to create your account. It's going to give you your username. The last four digits of your social is going to always be a password for every client. The last four digits of your social is always the password. Your email address is always the username. So very easy as far as that goes. If they want to update the payment information at a later date, or even if they just want to get a prepaid card. And I want to drop this little nugget on you guys. Maybe you're going through a financial challenge right now, but you know that you need to move forward with getting yourself in order to buy your home. Go get you a prepaid debit card and commit to putting what you need, at least 3-4 months of what you need on that prepaid debit card. Because I'm going to tell you, our process, 45 to 90 days, people start seeing results. Sean, we don't hold anyone into any contract. Right. So we wouldn't want them to feel like, well, I got to have all this amount of money. Let's put it on a prepaid debit card. And when you've reached your goal, then you can opt out and you have the rest on there already. But that can help somebody if they don't want things attached to their main cards, or they want to make sure that they're doing things, in a way that helps them. There's great options available. You can update your information inside the system. You need to update your address. You can do that inside the system. Very, very, very flexible.
Great. That's very important that they can be flexible in how they pay and all of that. Now, do they get a copy of their credit report when they start off?
Yes. Now, when we first get started, I'm walking them through the setup. We're pulling the credit. Now, in the system for the credit restoration, some people, there's a process that has to be taken, okay? We pull that credit, and sometimes we have to wait and let the system do all the verifications and everything. Sometimes some people's come right back. We're able to pull those up. On the flip side, our smart credit, when we're doing the credit monitoring, when we set that account up, then we can pull the credit report there as well. We can pull it. I mean, it's going to be pulled anyways, but it's going to actually allow us where we can print those things. Print that out. You can have your copy of it, but also you have the ability to monitor it. And you can go in and take a look and see where your inquiries are at, who's reporting what accounts look like what. So, yeah. they would definitely have access to being able to have that on hand.
Good. And once you get a chance to see a copy of your credit report and actually see the things that need to be worked on your own, you can start writing down little things, jotting down some notes that's going to help you get ready for the consultation that you're going to have with Selena. Be ready to address some things. Don't try to hold anything back from Selena when you go see her. This is the time to be honest, be truthful, be ready to face some fears. Go head up with it and get it corrected. Because once they go away, if you do things the way they're supposed to be done, they will never come back. And I promise you.
And it's funny you say that, Sean, because I created my our system here at Tuber Financial Solutions. We have a very nice system that I've created within my company to do exactly that. I work hand in hand with realtors all the time, and the number one thing is not only helping the clients remove the negative items and sending them back to realtors so they can get approved for the homes, right? Major thing is making sure that we're sitting down together and we're tackling these things. So that monthly consultation is very important. I'm taking an hour and 10 minutes out of my time a day to make sure that you understand where you're at in your finances. All right, that's huge because there's a lot of things you might not understand about your credit. And you want to understand these things that way you can track them better. Okay. And it'll allow you to be able to have a better hand on what you're dealing with. And for Sean, it is show that you're using these services, they're working for you, you're serious about your home buying process. Okay. And together we'll be able to use our resources to put you in the best position. So, to anybody who's listening or thinking right now, well, I think that might work for me, but I don't butt yourself, because if you're looking for a home and you're saying $89 might not be part of your budget, how are you going to pay your mortgage?
Right. And one of the things that I always tell people, I had someone tell me a few days ago and say, hey, I don't know if I can get pre-approved. You know what my answer was? You won't. She was like, what did you just say to me? I said, you won't. She said, why'd you say that? And I said, because you haven't tried. You haven't, if you don't try, there's only one thing that's 100%. It absolutely won't happen. If you have credit challenges and you don't take this step, 100%, it is going to stay where it is or get worse. Sometimes scores may go up a little bit, but to make some drastic changes, you have to take this step. And I'm not trying to force, as a real estate agent, I have to say this. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I'm not even trying to force you to buy a house. I'm here because you say you want to do it. Selena is one of my tools that I have at my disposal to help make that happen. The lender is the one you have to go to make that happen. That lender has requirements. If you don't meet those requirements, you're back to square one asking me about private lenders, rent to own, lease purchases, and things like that. I'm trying to get you away from those things. I'm trying to get you to the point where you can come to someone like Selena, tackle the things head on. Don't be scared. I've had credit challenges. I got some stuff on there now that needs to be fixed, Selena. You probably gonna be getting me signing up this evening to get a couple of things taken care of. It's nothing to be ashamed of anymore. We're in the middle of COVID-19. I don't know anyone that hasn't missed a payment on something right now, And if you haven't, then good. Kudos to you. Call me. Let's go ahead and let's skip Selena right now. We'll just go ahead and get this house done. And you can use some of her other services. But I'm saying to say this right here. It's nothing to be ashamed of. If you were once at a 750 and now you're at a 450, so what? Let's tackle it. Let's make it happen. Let's get you back to that 750. Let's get you up to 800, 825, 850. I don't know if we go any higher than that, but let's get some of these things tackled, okay? Selena, tell us how they can get in touch with you. I do apologize, your graphic with the information, I wasn't able to get it uploaded into the system, but I'm going to put my information up there as well. They can contact me. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll make sure everyone gets forward that graphic with all your information on it.
Definitely. You guys can contact me on social media You can contact me at social media at Silena Miss Tuppa Willis. All right, on Facebook. Also, you can contact me on Instagram at Silena underscore Miss Tupper 223. Okay, you can reach out to me on phone. All right, you guys can give me a call 706 587 5124. Office is open from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. We usually run enrollments from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. We like to do consultations earlier in the daytime. That way we can be helping people get activated and things like that in the evening when they have time with their, when they're already home from work. Definitely tap in with Sean to get you sent over to me. Even if you're in a situation to where, you want to ask a few questions, maybe other people who need the services, might not be looking to buy a home right now, but somebody who got some financial problems. Let's sit down and have that talk. Get with Sean, ask him, how to get in contact with me. If you didn't catch the information, go back, do a rewind, but get in contact with me and let's put the situation on the table. Because like Sean said, transparency is going to get you a whole lot farther than being a private mess and a public success.
Right. That's powerful. Now, I'm encouraging everyone, if you see this video, like it, share it, call up your friends and say, hey, look, we got exactly what you need. Let them watch the video, give us a call. I'm going to put my information up there real quick, too. If you're ready to be a homeowner, you can call me. I'm Sean Williams from Maybaum Real Estate, and I'm the host here of the Home Professionals Network. You can reach me at swilliams@maybaum.com or just call or text me at 706-414-7500. And if you contact me at that information, I will be able to forward you Selena's info since I did not get her graphic up there. And then we can help you to get started on your process of buying your home. Selena, you dropped some knowledge on us today. I'm telling you. You gave us a lot of stuff that we needed to know. I got one last question with you before you go. There are a lot of other credit agencies and fix your credit and do-it-yourself kits out there, and there's a lot of companies offering the same thing that you may offer. Why should they call Selena to get this done?
Well, because at the end of the day, Selena Willis is someone that was just like you, right? A well put together young lady, got her head on her shoulders, looking to make impact and great influences in my community. But I found myself in the same situation, getting denied. And I understood that I needed to fix my situation. I knew that there were solutions out there, and I was holding myself accountable to find that solution. And when I did, you guys, I reached back and I helped a lot more other people. You want to put yourself in a position to get solutions from someone who's a people's person, who's looking to help other people. I'm reaching back and I'm sharing this information with as many people as possible. My company, Tupper Financial Solution, is very unique because these monthly consultations will allow you to walk away with knowledge that you wouldn't have if someone was just doing it for you. So at the end of the day, I'm someone who's bringing herself to the table, Sean. I'm giving them exactly who I am. I'm giving them that coaching. I'm giving them that, sis, don't go applying for that. Let's make sure we pay this bill. I'm giving them exactly what they need, that push, that encouragement, and that sense of reality that it's everyday life. We all need it, but let's go after them goals. So here at Tupper Financial Solutions, we're going to not only help you evaluate your credit, we're going to educate you on financial literacy, and then we're going to help you elevate those scores.
That is awesome. Selena, I really appreciate you coming on the show. We're going to have you back on here. You and I have talked about doing a segment, helping weekly, dropping some quick nuggets, just like I do on Ask Your Realtor, coming in to help people to get along, If they just need to just maybe do a couple of quick fixes on the credit to get to where they need to be, that's cool. If they need to get some of the services, they'll know to be able to contact you. Selena, it's been a pleasure. You've been dropping it on us today. I'm telling you, if someone has watched this video and they don't know to call you right now, I don't know what to say. But we're putting the tools together. All right, now, folks, I brought y'all Vanessa from Gill Mortgage. I brought Corey Johnson from First Choice Home Inspections. I'm bringing myself, and now I've brought Selena Willis on here to help you to get your credit fixed. And you all need to hear what I got in store coming for you all. I'm working on it right now. I can't confirm it. I can't make the announcement. But I woke up in the middle of my sleep thinking about it. I'm going to bring it right here on this show. So, Selena, they're going to have to get ready for this one. But I thank you for coming on the show. And, any last words you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I want to thank you, Sean, for having me. I'm so excited for everything that we have in store together. This foundation that you're laying for not only just yourself and for potential homeowners, but, just paving the way to show that you are definitely here to support and give a solution to your community and to your platform. So if anyone's out there and they want to know more information, we're actually doing webinars Monday through Saturday. Okay, you can get with me at 9 p.m. tonight. We're going to have a Power of Credit webinar. You want to get yourself in front of the information. That way we can get on the phone and have a really good consultation, okay? I'll send that link over to Sean. If you want that link, please comment link to Sean so he knows exactly what you need from him, all right? I'll send that link over to you, Sean. Okay. Get them in front of that information. You guys, I thank you for listening. Sean, I thank you for your time. Everyone be blessed and definitely stay safe.
All right, Selena, you have a nice evening, and thank you for coming on the Home Professionals Network.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. That's it. We brought a very powerful episode to you all. You have the tools. We're dropping the gems for you right here on the Home Professionals Network. Again, I want to make sure that everyone out here, I say this every episode, everyone is being safe during this pandemic. Wear your mask. Clean your hands. Sanitize. Do the things to be safe. Social distancing. Not going in crowds where you don't need to go. When you come to buy a home, we're going to be safe. I'm going to have my mask. I'm going to have my gloves, my sanitizer. We're going to do things that we need to do to be safe, and we're going to practice social distancing. That's just how this show came about, so that we don't have to be in your face all the time to drop information to you. I figured I'd take the extra step and bring the Home Professionals Network, which is a group of professionals that are going to help you to get your home. And we bring it to you right here every week at 7 o'clock on Mondays. So I want you to be safe. I also want you to go out and vote. Please don't let this election go by and you have not cast your vote. This is probably one of the most important elections of our lifetime right now. And I'm not about to get political. I'm just saying that if things are not going the way you want them to go vote. I went today. I got in and out in 15 minutes. I can't stress it enough. Please go vote. It may affect whether you come see me or not. So I'm not doing any political stuff on here. I'm just saying go out and vote. I'm saying be safe and be able to take care of your families. I'm dropping the knowledge on here for you all. I'm bringing it to you week after week. And I will not stop because I care about you. I care about the community. I care about real estate. I love what I do. I've made a promise to my loved ones that everything I do will be to help them. And everything I do for real estate, I'm making you the promise. I'm here to help you. So if you need a real estate agent that is going to go to bat for you, work for you, take you step by step on everything you need to know, I'm your realtor. I thank you for catching this episode of the Home Professionals Network. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another edition of the Home Professionals Network. Until next week, we're the Home Professionals Network, and we're changing lives one home at a time. God bless.